step on, because it's definitely an ongoing issue. It's frowned upon. It's kind of like, who wants to talk about feelings? Everybody wants to talk about numbers, and everybody wants to talk about business, and being the best, but they don't want to talk about the failures, the way you felt when you got because again, it's kind of like, and even like us, I'm pretty sure you've been through situations where you're just like, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm just gonna try to like forget about it, and little do you know, you really can't forget about things because it just creeps right back up in your head, and it's kind of like, hi, like I'm here to revisit you. These are feelings yet? You can't escape. So
I'm here, rather you're not ready.
Feelings, dealing with feelings. I think that's something we should talk about.
I'm Mecca. I started I'm With You because I have, mental illness runs in my family. I suffer from major depression as well. It's pretty much, I feel like, the main factor in my life with my depression, because I feel like everything is revolved around my depression because of my feelings, as far as like my friendships, my relationships, the way I function my day-to-day like task and everything like that. It's still a battle for me. I think this is just me taking the first step to notice that I do have an issue. I have been in the hospital so many times because what I would do is let these things build up, and I just swallow so much, and then I'm facing pretty much, and I just swallow it, and it just leads to all these like mental breakdowns and everything like that. So I feel like with my depression, I wasn't born with it, even though it's like genetically in my family. I wasn't born with it. I feel like the traumatizing things that I've been through in life, I do have these stages, especially like in the wintertime, because Syracuse, it's dark 80% of the year. So that feeds it more with me being sad. I feel like my mood kind of goes with the weather kind of thing most of the time, and it sucks. Well, I get emotional already. That's
It definitely goes hand in hand with your emotions. They call it seasonal affective disorder. So it's kind of like whenever it starts to get cold outside, people stay indoors more. They're not as active, probably not eating well, and all these things make you feel certain ways. I was talking to my friends just last night about like when I'm at work, and I'm like, if I end up eating rice, I get really tired, or bread, I get really sleepy, and then I realize that I'm not able to function. I get tired, and in the hood they call it niggeritis, itis, whatever you want to call it. And it's kind of like, me just being so scientifically like into the books. I've always wondered why, like, they will call it niggeritis. Like, well, but then you just think about these things when African Americans, they get hypertension and diabetes, and just look at the food that you eat, and it's kind of like, you don't think that that's going to affect how you feel. They say you are what you eat, right? So I mean, it's going to affect how you feel. The environment's going to affect how you feel, and the environments that some people are in, especially like inner cities, it's not that not that supportive. Don't have too many resources. And you end up with like a small circle of people just mad, trying to come at each other, not loving themselves, therefore not able to love each other. And just being vocal about it is wonderful. And it's so scary too, because it's kind of like you don't want to be judged in the process. You can't help but to think like, people want to
who's going to
think
see
that.
this, and they're going to look at me,
they're going to think that.
The same people like, she got it, she's good, why she got her, she's pretty, she don't need to
People are so sensitive.
I feel like with me now, like finally being open about it, people still aren't sensitive about it, or they still don't take it seriously. It's crazy because since I started this, not one friend, besides ones that like there's like a handful that already know about me, like battling with depression, not one has reached out. And it's like, I put all these posts and stuff like that, like on my Tumblr, I'm very, very, very open about how I feel. Like if I'm in that moment, I blog all the time about it. So it's like, because it's not a normal thing, I cry out for help in so many different ways, and I still don't get a response. So it's like, I was doing this originally, like when I first did this, it was kind of like a therapy. I try to go to a therapist. It doesn't work. I feel like I can't talk to people I don't relate to. If I'm not comfortable with you, I can't talk to you. That's just how I am. I have this wall.
Yeah.
You want somebody that's not gonna be like, well, I was there.
Well, yeah, that's why I picked
overreact.
Yeah.
You know,
You
you don't want a biased opinion.
Yeah.
But like even like the other day when we went to Boba, like that was like therapy for me. Like this right here is like therapy.
Right.
And yeah, like I was saying, it's like I reach out so much and I still don't get the help that I need, or like I don't want to say, because it's like this thing I feel like people, like when you reach out, when you actually like really come out and like say what you need help with or whatever you're going through, it's kind of like they see it as like you want attention in some type of way.
I'm literally doing this so you can notice it and
Help me out.
Yeah, respond to it.
Right. Girl, it's gonna be somebody way across overseas somewhere gonna be like, I get it. You don't even got to know.
Well, that's kind of what you're doing it for, too. You're doing it for the people who it's receptive to. Or whatever the right word is. But, like, if your friends, if they feel like they can't relate or
then that's
at
fine.
the time, then that's cool. I'm not doing it for you then. My audience is the people who want to hear it and who want to take heed to it.
Right. I'm sorry to cut you off,
No, it's
but
good.
majority of the positive things I've done, the AIDS benefits.
Yeah.
Working with the kids at the Southwest Center. You think my friends was there?
No.
Let's be real. I'm gonna be real right now. I don't care.
Yeah.
They wasn't there. Oh, I'm gonna come, girl. I'm gonna be there. They wasn't there. They didn't really care, and I didn't judge them for it because everybody's going through their own, and it didn't affect them like that. Some people it did affect, and they still ain't care. And some people would tell me like, yeah, my family member died or whatever. I would think they would be in front row. You would have thought that they would have started this because of what they've been through and what they've seen. But everybody don't got that in them. There's only a few selected people, and you one of them. And just be okay with it, because everybody don't think like you think. They really don't. I'm gonna be honest, and that hurt my heart too. I'm like, a lot of the people I've been around grew up in this community center. Why they not here talking to these kids with me? Nope. They'd be at a party though. Down and drink and smoke. They'd be right down with it. But girl, the more you become in tune with yourself and you find your calling and you start elevating, girl, people gonna start getting plugged out, and it might start getting replaced with people that's more like-minded.
Right. That's what I'm trying to do now.
Just gonna
I've been just like doing this thing. I have this thing now where I feel like instead of like laying around and stuff like that, just like soaking in my emotions and stuff. What I do is like I have this thing like I'm literally doing. I tell everybody like I'm literally doing whatever I want to do. Like like why are you doing this? Why are you hanging with this person? Because I'm doing it because I want to do it.
Right.
Because it makes me feel good.
Live your life the way you
so,
want to live it.
Yeah.
This is where I feel like it's very important to be creative, and always have an open mind, so that way you could just try new things and actually try it, because it's so easy for people to give up, so they don't ever really see the
results.
Exactly. And the thing is about depression is that sometimes you can't even think about these things. Because you're so overwhelmed with how you're feeling. And again, it's kind of like it's the feelings that disturb you, and something that I've realized is that you have to embrace those feelings. Just like when we were talking before, I was like, I feel shy, but I know that that's a feeling, and I'm gonna get through it. Because once I start doing things, it's kind of like the feeling will probably still be there or probably go away. But whatever I'm gonna feel, just let it happen. Right. People are so scared of looking bad or being embarrassed that it stops them.
Every time I think about it, I literally just say nope. Nah.
It's not good though.
I know, but I just don't want to do it.
Because it's easy to say no.
It is.
I know.
It's easier to ignore them.
For me, and I even had someone else reach out to me and say, like, I experienced the same position that your son was in. And I realized that because I didn't talk about it so much when I was younger, that I'm affected as I'm older. So, like, I know, like, my son is going to want to talk about it, but I'm kind of doing him a disservice by ignoring it. So I should work on another way to address it, too. But I just can't, like you said, I'm ignoring it. I got to find another coping way. I don't know, a way to work through it. I just haven't got there yet. Right now, I'm ignoring it altogether completely.
And there's something wrong when you don't approach the problem. It's denial. That's what that's called. I don't think it's nothing wrong with us. We just humans and we just going through life, and life affects everyone differently.
Yeah.
It does. And that's the problem that we have, is something is wrong with us. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't been in a room when I'm the only black girl. When I tell you majority of those girls, white girls, they told me they had issues.
Because they're
suicidal. They talk to a therapist. It's regular. It's talked about. They don't get looked at like, girl, you crazy? What's wrong with you? They don't get looked at like that. Let us be in the same room with all of everybody that look like us.
See a therapist.
And we've been trying to do something to ourselves. They're gonna be like, yo, she's bucked. Something is.
Because I don't. First off, I think the first point that like I was hearing is that, you know, little do we know is that mental illness, again, is something that we can't escape, because genetically we could be predisposed to it.
Yeah.
And not only genetically, like, again, your life, you know, your experiences, your childhood experiences, they're all like intertwined with how you act as a person later on in life. So it's not only that, you know, but past trauma. Past trauma is a big one. So, you know, when you talk about trauma, when you talk about, you know, black people, the only thing that I start to see is that, you know, like, slavery wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't.
And this is something that's been, like, on our minds, but not only our minds, our mothers' minds, grandmothers' minds, their mothers' minds, and they have even, just thinking back then, like, we can't picture it now, but just imagine those feelings that they felt. Those feelings are passed on through generations, genetically through our blood. And
even in just behaviors and mannerisms.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because if recipes and stuff like that are passed down the way my grandmother made, my great grandmother made collard greens, you don't think
they like, we want to do this at night because just in case, like,
beating our kids, talking down to our kids. It's like we got to do it before the world does it.
Yeah, it's too much dysfunction.
Right. Period.
So like we can't belittle it, because it's like there is something wrong with me. I can't control how I feel. Like I can't go to work every day. Like I can't work a full-time job because I can't function mentally day to day. There's something wrong with me. Just like it's like when we're comparing mental illness to cancer. It's like you don't sit there and someone like, oh, I have leukemia. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. Just get you out. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with me. I have an issue that I can't control.
Right.
So I feel like when we say, you know, there's something wrong with us. Because how you react to certain stuff, you can't help that sometimes.
Right.
Based off of stuff.
But that don't make it. I get what you're saying, but what is right? What is wrong?
Yeah, it's like saying what's normal.
What is normal?
That's
right.
the thing. That's why we gotta normalize it, because mental illness is like, if you're sitting there and you're having these dark thoughts, if it was normal to have a mental illness, if mental illness was normal, we tell the person to go to the hospital. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like there is something wrong.
Yeah, but I don't want to draw a negative tone
Because
to
when
it
people
just
think
to
of
draw
wrong, they
attention
think of
to
negative. Right.
Like, I don't want to say it's a bad thing or it's something that's not okay just so people can pay attention to it. 'Cause that's not the right attention either.
Right.
Well, that's not being. See, I'm not being negative though. That's just the truth.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Yeah,
Like, I get
you
you saying like
Yeah.
this is different. Like this, the
Some
difference
issues
is
we
whether or
talk
not
about
we
it.
pay attention to it or not. But I get what you're saying. No,
Yeah.
I don't want to take any like
Yeah,
light from.
Yeah.
Right. I think the more I read, the more I become in tune with myself, I start to see how a lot of other things are going on. And it's not just, it's the world. It's like conforming to something, and if you don't, then you're made to be looked at as you crazy. You know how many people have gotten like looked at a certain way because they went against or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I can't explain it.
They look at like, oh, she did all that.
Okay, they're not crazy.
That. When you hear the story,
Right.
then it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess you
Right.
felt that way.
That's why I said, what is normal? What is right? What is wrong? But I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. I just think it's good that we're talking about this.